This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
So much happening in Bunbury at the moment. Now, let's just go through the top couple of things.
Okay.
Number one is the ring road's about to be open on the 16th of December, so you can be able to go down south.
Take the family down, have a look at it.
And skip Bunbury, is that what you're
Skip
saying?
Bunbury. The other thing is, of course, the farmers market, which everybody goes to.
We love the Bunbury Farmers
Brian
Market.
lives there.
And there's a new one opening at Bass.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. And now that the AFL have decided they're allowing North Melbourne to play a home game down at Hands Oval. Now, it has not been completely signed off by the state government at this stage, but it's happening. It's happening. So we thought we would be able to catch up with the Bunbury Mayor, actually.
We don't have him across
McGall.
yet. Don't introduce him yet. He's not ready to go.
Yeah. So
He's
let's
not
talk
ready
about
to go.
other things about Bunbury. The Lord Forest
Lord
is
Forest
a
is
wonderful
great.
place to stay.
The Dolphin Discovery Centre,
we
as we
went
know.
to. That
Is
was
the Lord
amazing.
Forest a place where you stay and you can smell the chlorine from the indoor pool?
Yeah,
Is that the
probably.
one?
Still, yeah.
Okay, he's good to go,
Nice.
Sean.
Jason McGall, good morning.
Hello, Jason.
Jason.
You got
Hello.
Oh, there he is,
Lord
Jason.
Mayor. Firstly, Lord Mayor.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Your worship.
Hello, welcome to the show. Why have we not been given keys to the city yet?
I know why I haven't.
Well, this is the first time you had me on, so get me on a bit more times, and you're more than welcome.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Right, so right now we've earned an Allen key, Sean.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
We'll
We'll
work
see
our way
how
up.
this goes,
Okay.
and I'll give you a text in about 5 minutes whether you can come back or not.
I love it. Jason, big news, obviously, with the AFL and the state government coming to an agreement. Now, I understand it hasn't been officially signed. The ink is not dry on this contract yet, but this is exciting news for your city.
Absolutely, it is. Definitely right, though. The conversations are still underway and continuing, so I certainly don't want to jeopardise any of those conversations, and I'm very keen to get it in, but we're obviously very excited to be part of those conversations and get a massive event like this down to our wonderful city.
Are you like, spewing, why don't we get the nuclear power plant?
Look, let's leave politics out of it.
Can we have it?
Now, Jace, when we go through, I was just talking about the ring road that now is going past there. So there's a lot of infrastructure happening around Bunbury, but it's you're a massively growing city. So what's the population like these days?
So it's a bit of a strange one in a way, obviously, the city itself, but we're surrounded, for those who are familiar with it, you come past, you go past Eaton, Dalyellup, which are actually some neighbouring shires, but the Bungeo, which is probably the urban base, is about 100,000 people now. So it is a big city. When you look at the southwest region, including Bustle Mug River, it's a couple 100,000.
Yeah, that explains why Spud Shed's opening.
Well, that's a good point now.
Mayor Jason, could you tell us what the best thing about Bunbury is and the thing that you as a mayor would like to tackle the most and leave as your legacy?
Certainly the people, that's probably the easiest answer, to be honest. There's amazing people down here. It's still the country town sort of feel. Everybody's friendly to each other. We get around events, and that's why we're so excited to be able to do this. We're gonna make sure if this comes off, we're going to make sure we'll get right around this, and we want people coming over here. If you haven't been here for a long time or you haven't been here ever, come down and have a look at the region. We'll put a number of things on. We've got so many little hidden gems down here in the southwest region. I could talk all day, but it's an opportunity for us to showcase that. We've got huge opportunities happening at the moment with state government, federal government investing in our region, and there's a huge amount of private investment going on as well. So looking forward to jumping on that and creating a huge amount of opportunities going forward.
What's your legacy going to be, though, Jason? Are you going to build a bell tower down there or something that you can drive past with your grandchildren and go, I put that there? No one uses it, but I put it there.
No, I'm not so worried about that stuff. I just want to make sure that when I finish, whenever I had enough in this role, we go back and you're able to make a difference with some of the key infrastructure
You
in
sound
the
very
area.
young.
So.
He sounds. How old are you?
That's a good question.
I'm just over 30.
Jason,
The Doogie Howser of the mayor world.
How did you get into local government? What's your background?
I'm background in accounting, so not the funnest background, but I've actually been in local government for 11 years now. I was elected 11 years ago.
At 19?
Why?
No,
20.
when I said just over 30, I was 21 when I got elected.
Yeah.
I'm 32 now.
Why,
I stopped
Jace?
counting.
I mean, when you think about all the 21-year-olds that we know, I mean, they're going to the left bank up here and falling out of nightclubs.
Yeah.
Why
I
local
was doing
council?
that at 21 down here at Fitzy's, though, boys.
But when you won the
Fitzies.
election, did you at your election, this winning party, did you do upside down funnels and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. couple of shoes and whatnot. It was actually, I went to a council meeting and I knew one of the people on there at the time, and they were going on about, I was complaining about the process, and they sort of said, well, why don't you get on then? So I said, okay. took it as a challenge, and then next thing you got elected, and you end up with a meeting pack which had about 1,000 pages talking about R codes and things that I had no idea what they meant.
No.
And,
What have I done?
what have I done? Yeah, it was a bit of thrown in the deep end, but really enjoyed it. Happened to get elected 4 years later, and then served as deputy for a little while. And our former mayor said he wasn't rerunning 3 years ago, so threw the hat in the ring. And lucky enough.
Are
Did
there
you have some
chains?
Did you have some dirt on the mayor that you forced him out?
yeah,
Is that how it worked?
No, he was a good friend of mine, and he's happily now just travelling the world. Sends me Snapchats. He's well retired. A little bit older than me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds like he's dead, and you're like doing a weekend at
Yeah,
Bernie's thing.
nobody's seen him for years. Jason, do you get the full mayoral chains and everything? You get the outfit?
Yeah. I'm not a Basil though. I don't wear them walking down the street. I only bring them out to the occasions.
Mr. T, though.
Hang on, I
He's not
thought I just heard them
Arena.
chink then. I think you're wearing them now.
Jace, with this announcement, and it's going to take place, right? So you... I don't know you want to give too much away in case you jinx it, as you said, but would you then become a North Melbourne supporter through and through?
Blue, you reckon? Kanga. Look, it's probably not. I don't have that much to get excited about at the moment, but you never know. I'll be if they're the ones that commit over here, then I'm more than happy to wear a North Melbourne scarf and for the time they're here, and especially it looks like it's going to be a multi-year deal. So
yes,
we've got some good relationship. We had some good relations with Perth Glory recently as well, and managed to wear the Glory stuff and get all their gear on as well when they come down and play. So happy to don the scarf for a week or so.
Oh, as long as you get a freebie, you're willing to chuck on the colours. We get that.
Yeah, so if we come to Burbury, will you put on one of our Supernova outfits?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm expecting when we get the game down here, you guys will be coming down.
The problem is last time we came to
100%.
Bunbury, our bus got broken into and bags got stolen.
Yeah.
So
That was at the Discovery
that
Centre.
won't happen this time. My personal promise.
Oh, did you hear about what happened that day? It was so funny.
We were with the
It was so
Premier.
funny. So we're with the Premier, right? So we at the Dolphin Discovery Centre. We've all gone in there. Then he's doing a press conference afterwards, and then we come out, and then we realise that the bus windows have been smashed, and so has his car, and laptops have been taken. So then we go to the bus company to go and get like another replacement bus. And as we're standing there waiting, I look down on the ground and pick up a live bullet.
welcome to
How long ago was
Bunbury.
How long ago was this?
6-7 years?
Yeah.
Oh, miles before my turn.
Oh, yeah.
He's cleaned it up. Don't worry.
Yeah, he collected the bullets from every single citizen.
Jace, I just got one quick one about the game itself being played at Hands Oval. Would you be expecting the state government or somebody to be able to put some infrastructure in and around that to be able to service the amount of people who'd want to go?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some of the conversations that are continuing to make sure that's all underway. And I'm aware that there's some requirements that are basically AFL said this needs to happen.
Yep.
We've got a number of them already in place. We opened the new grandstand, about a month ago now, $20 million grandstand and facilities. So all the essential infrastructure's there. There's probably just going to be then some of the surrounding ground, some extra seating, things like that. Yep. And they're all the things we'll work through. Our CEO is already having conversations in the room with those things. So once we get some official signings, we can obviously start putting those things into place.
Very
Jace,
exciting.
thanks, Jace.
Now, Jason, that felt good for us. How was it for you? And are you heading to the key cutting place?
I think we can get you in. I reckon, given you've had a poor experience, I'm more than welcome to invite you guys back and hopefully have a much better experience. Lots changed in 7 years. We've got some cool stuff.
Yeah, just shoot us an email. Not with a gun.
Thank you.
Good on you, man, Jason.
Bunbury,
Thanks,
Jason.
man,
Good luck.
Good day, guys. Thank you.
Great work.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
So we found out that Tony Galati touched the Pope. And we're like, he should have mentioned that when he's in here the other day.
That was amazing. We are talking about the famous people you might have touched on my WhatsApp group with some mates from footy. My mate Hornet, Peter Mann, he was there and he had a photo and was able to shake hands and get blessed by the Archbishop Desmond Tutu back in the day.
That's amazing.
Of South Africa, you know, the whole apartheid thing.
It was so weird. After Big Brother, I was on Rove, your
Yep.
cousin's show, and I was at the back and I sat there for most of the night in the green room next to Mandy Moore.
That's random, isn't it?
And we just hung out for the entire night. Never seen her again.
Random more. Mandy's in. Here's another Mandy.
Oh, hey,
Mandy's in
Mandy.
Huntingdale. Hello, Mandy.
Hi, how you going?
Hey, good
Great,
Mandy.
Mandy.
All right,
Have
so
you
Mandy.
touched a celebrity?
Yeah, so it was Neil Diamond. I actually hugged him and he gave me a kiss and I gave him a rose and he signed an autograph for my grandma.
Oh,
That's
that's cute.
Neil Diamond.
That must be such a dent to
So
his
good, Neil
ego
Diamond.
when he's like, "Can you sign something for my grandma?"
Do we
He's
have
like,
any Neil Diamond in the system, Sam?
Bit of Sweet
We
Caroline,
would
surely.
have to, wouldn't we? Because we our sister station is smooth.
Oh, yeah, it's not in our system, but yeah, it's in the system.
Yeah,
What,
yeah,
what have we got? There we go.
Get some up and about.
We all know it.
Yeah, I mean, crowds of singers.
Sam, how old are
singing at the
you?
Everest.
Do you know
weren't
this?
They were
Do you know
massively.
this?
Yeah, this is like a get drunk end of the night
Yeah.
song
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
play.
I
they?
didn't
And
know- I
don't they
just
sing
didn't
at
know where-
GWS games as well?
I just didn't know where the cut-off for the generations were that wouldn't know this.
It's made a big revival
Yeah.
over in Sydney when they had the big race meet last week or the week before. That's just how they
49,000
started.
Wow.
49,000
Just the whole
people were singing it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, that's great. Thanks for letting us discuss
Nice
Neil
story,
Diamond.
Mandy.
Let's go to Mika. Hey, Mika.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good, Mika.
All right, so celebrities, the most famous person that
Okay.
you've touched
So,
and how?
I had 4 in 1.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. I was in LA for Nicole Kidman's Life Achievement Award earlier this year.
Yes.
I high-fived Morgan Freeman.
Nice.
I got a selfie with Joey King
Yeah,
Yes.
so she's the girl from the act.
from the Gypsy Rose.
yeah,
Yes.
the Gypsy Rose
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
Also, Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman both gave me a little high five.
Nice.
Oh.
Now, when you
So
say you were there
you
for
were
it,
there,
were you
yeah.
invited to it or just happened to be on at the same time that you were in LA?
So I was actually just going down the Walk of Fame, and they started setting up the red carpet, and I was like,
Oh, what's going on here?
I'm just going to stand here for 6 hours and, waste the day.
Did you stand there for 6 hours?
We stood there for 6 hours, and it was 100% worth it.
Oh, my God. Oh, my
Mika,
God.
that's
Mika.
awesome.
So funny.
That's great.
It was really good. And also on the height thing, Joey King is no taller than me, and believe me, I'm a very short person.
Isn't it amazing? You've
Yeah.
got to
Man.
see celebrities in real life. They are tiny.
Is Joey King a man?
No,
or
Joey
woman?
King is this girl. She's beautiful.
Very pretty girl.
Yeah,
she was in that
honestly,
show.
it's insane.
It was called The Act, where she played a girl whose mother acted like she was sick all the time, and then treated her like she was sick and she wasn't.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
is a true
Yeah,
story.
it's a true story. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great, mate.
Well, there's a big
Mika.
cut. Morgan Freeman.
I know.
He's a standout
Yeah.
to me. I
Yeah,
don't know. I just
absolutely.
feel like I'd never get near him.
Now we've got Sam here who does our social media.
Yes, Sam.
Talk to me about where your hands are burned.
We need Sam's mic on.
My
There we
hands
go.
have been on Jennifer Lopez,
Oh.
Pharrell, and a Spice Girl.
Spice Girl.
Unfortunately, it was scary.
I
Who
like it.
hasn't touched Scary?
No.
Mel B.
Yeah.
Why?
I used to work in this fancy bag store on in the city, and so
What's a bag store?
it's called Bally. It's not around
Oh,
anymore.
yeah.
But back in the day, like obviously being on King Street, it was like it used to be
Yes,
one of
a
the
bit of a
shopping
mecca,
destinations.
yeah.
So you'd always get the celebrities when they come through town, going up and down the street.
And
so.
were you coached on how to deal with celebrities?
No.
No? So
I was
what'd
like,
you
oh
do?
my God, hey, how are you?
Touching them all over.
So
Wasn't
J-Lo,
frowned upon.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she was such a mole.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
she's a
she was a
mole.
mole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very short meeting, but you
The
could just
peop-
tell instantly.
That's the thing with celebrities. If you see them and they don't speak to people like sales assistants
Yes.
like normally, it's like, who do you think you are?
Yeah, that's right.
Was it hard to play cool? Or did you allow
He didn't play it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily care about J-Lo, but like when she's in front of you, I was like, whoa, because I knew she was like down the street,
Yeah.
and I was like, I bet she's going to.
Is she that beautiful close up?
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. But a mole.
Fergie. We touched Fergie.
Yeah, we did too.
Yep, yep.
Luke's in Rockingham. Hello.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Oh,
Hey,
Good,
Luke.
Luke. Okay, have you been touching?
Well, this sounds a little bit weird. Don't take it the wrong way. The late King of Pop, Michael Jackson.
Oh, we're taking it
Jesus,
the wrong
mate.
way. Did
Sorry.
you touch
Yeah.
him or did
So
he
sorry.
Yeah, it
touch
was
you?
the other way around.
No, well, actually, he shook my hand at Observation City when he did his tour. I think it was in about 98.
Yeah.
And all I remember from that was the softest hands possible.
Well,
Yeah, it hasn't done a day's
why
work.
No,
you know.
that'd be softer than Sean's. I'm guessing.
Hey, Luke. I've never picked up a spade in my life. Luke, how old were you at the time?
17.
Oh,
Ah,
too
too
old.
old. You were safe.
Yeah. Thank God for that.
It was safe.
You get an invite to the room, obviously.
All right. We better move on. Thank you, Luke.
to beat it.
Eugene is in Duncraig. Good morning, Eugene.
Morning.
Okay,
Eugene.
Eugene. Okay, talk to us. Who have you touched?
Flow Rider.
Now, why? Why have you touched Flow Rider? How did that come about?
He was over in Perth for a charity gig,
Yes.
and I was walking past him on the stairs,
Yeah.
and I thought, well, here's my opportunity. So I touched him on the tricep. Because you're not going to not touch Flow Rider
No,
on
of
the
course you're not
tricep.
going to not
God,
try
it's got
Flow
big
Rider.
guns.
Especially on the tricep.
You're only human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he looked at me weird.
Yeah, I wonder why. On the tricep.
Just a little,
Just a little
good
Oh, sure. If you get an opportunity to touch a celebrity on the tricep.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
going to knock that down.
Hey, Eugene,
amazing.
straight in the same. I just remembered when I was in Vegas one time. Akon, he was right next to me, so I ended up wearing his jacket for the night. He had a white coat on. I stole it off him.
Hey, Eugene, how tiny was Flo Rida? Was he smaller in real life?
He was jacked.
Oh,
Yeah,
he was
right.
big.
Yeah, Flo
So
Rida.
singers, it doesn't work with singers. Movie stars and TV stars, they get smaller in real life, and singers seem to get bigger.
Bruno Mars is tiny.
No, I think Pitbull. I think he's a little guy.
Oh, he's a pocket person. Eugene, impressive.
Thanks, Eugene. Hayley's in Byford. Hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
Now, Hayley, since your
Hayley.
mum's been touching famous people, is it?
She has. She works in Brisbane Airport, and she has privately ushered many celebrities.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth, Hugh Jackman, and Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
No way.
Does she get to touch them, though, in that capacity? Like, does she...
She does. Yeah, she's had photos taken with
Nice.
most of them, and
Okay, so
that's a big
Firstly,
bunch.
did she touch their triceps? I'm sure she would have. She would have ushering them through. Secondly, okay, we've heard a lot about Blake Lively lately. People are trying to cancel her, and they're saying that she's a bitch. Is Blake Lively lovely, according to
She
you?
Blake
is
Lovely.
According to my mum,
Yeah.
she said that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are both really, really down-to-earth people.
Now, can I say...
We're not going to argue with
And
Hayley's
can I
mum.
say as well, here's the deal, right? So that is Blake after a long flight to Australia.
that's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We at an airport speaking to someone that's just ushering her through, and if she was lovely in that scenario, I don't think she's a bitch.
No, it seemed like there was a bit of a snowball job, by the way, with those kind of
for
things just
sure.
coming out. and
That
trying to
was
get her.
exciting.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
It's the last weekend for the AFLW season, and the Fremantle Dockers, well, they were going to be playing the following weekend because they're playing finals, which is great news. But Emma O'Driscoll is our intercept king. Joined us this morning ahead of the last game on Sunday against the
I think the
Bulldogs.
word you're looking for is queen.
Queen.
Monarch?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Hey, pin-up girl.
Yes.
So you feature heavily in the game Lift Out in the West today. So
No,
you're the
why
cover
wouldn't
girl.
I?
There's a big article about you in there as well.
You know why?
Yes.
She's salt of the earth. She
No.
is, you know what I mean?
And
Like, it's like
intercept.
super beautiful and attractive, but yet approachable.
Oh, thank you, Nathan. I'm going to put that in my bio. I am certainly going to get fined for this photo right here.
What's the fine?
Fine from the girls, but credit from Mum because she's definitely going to put that on the fridge.
For sure.
Oh, that's a good one. So,
Absolutely.
so for people who haven't got the West Australian at the moment, it's Em's on the game, which is the...
Photoshop.
Yeah.
They've got
We'll chuck it
mad.
up on our socials. You can check it out and have a look.
Yes.
But does your mum? How's your mum's scrapbook going of your career?
Yeah, she absolutely loves it. In all fairness, we have a neighbour that literally prints out all of the articles and laminates them for Mum.
Wow.
My mum would have no clue how to do that. So she's just like signed up to the West. She'll pay her $3
Yes.
a month, whatever it is. And she's like, we'll look at the online articles. But no, Carol, she will print them
prints
out
them
and she'll
out.
laminate
Well, you know
them.
what, Carol?
God
It's
bless her.
expensive, mate.
Yeah,
Carol
no,
is a warrior. Thank
we
you,
owe
Carol.
her some money, but anyways, she has got all the articles now because Carol will get them of myself
Isn't
and
that
Nathan.
so funny?
It's the best thing ever.
Old people printing out things.
Yes.
One of my mates does real estate, and he was doing a business deal with this older couple, and they had to sign some forms. So he emailed them the forms, and they printed them out, signed them, and faxed them back.
No,
Oh, the facts. Didn't even know that was a thing.
That's so funny. No, the photo that actually does feature on the fridge, the main one, is actually when Aiden was drafted, and there's only the four of us there. Nathan not in it. I was like, perfect. I was like, how good. I'm changing the family icon to this.
Your family can really go at one child when your mum and dad both. When I was saying your mum and dad,
Just cut one out.
They didn't even talk about the boys. Only talked about you.
It's great.
I want to also ask if obviously that's great to be in the West Australian, so that's a great thing, and you're front and square. Were you front and square at the Northern Cup Day for Fashions on the Field?
Oh, no, I wasn't, Shawnee, for once in my
What did
life.
you
I just
wear?
went to have a day of leisure.
Bit of some culottes.
Yeah. I can't. I wore a nice pink number. It was lovely.
Yeah.
It was about 45 degrees in Northam, as it is every single year. So I had the best time of my life with my friends. It wasn't a great turnout, but still managed to yap my way through the day. It was great.
Are we at
No
a
big
stage
surprise.
now in our career where designers would like to see their clothes draped on M. O'Driscoll?
No, but we'll put it out there, Nate.
okay,
just
sure.
in case.
Like, she's hot to trot. She's got some bike pants on right now.
absolutely.
You know what? Even I'm looking.
Yeah. Pilates is paying
So,
off.
like, honestly, if you want to put her in one of your dresses, contact us. We'll get
Nathan to
contact.
write my resume.
Yes.
I know.
I have a question that seems to feature heavily on your Instagram. Can you explain Game Day with the Ladies and
Yes,
what's
yeah.
going on there?
Well, it is such a vibe. It's actually my best mate Pewie's birthday today, and she is the
Happy birthday,
co-host.
Pewee.
Happy birthday, Pewee. To
Good
her name's
player.
Laura Pugh.
She's a good player.
She's a great player. And she's the co-host to Game Day with the Ladies. She actually works in aged care, and she had this lady one time would only call ladies lay
Lay
days,
days,
and she
okay.
really drew it out.
Yes,
so she's
lay
like,
days.
we're going
Lay
to use
days.
this for Game Day with the Lay Days. And
Yeah.
then we just brought this in. We buy these like $20 Kmart bloody speakers.
Speaker
that are
and microphone.
terrible. We go through about 7 a year. We need a sponsorship for that.
If anyone's got any speakers, I'd like to see Emma Driscoll
So
model.
there doesn't seem to be much more to it than other than getting on that thing and saying it's Game Day with the
Correct.
Ladies.
Look, we do advertise the time of the game where it is,
Sure.
but the worse quality, the better. Now, I've just figured out how to do a green screen, so I've just been green screening myself everywhere. It's been amazing.
It's terrible when someone finds a new technology and then
Yes,
uses it, and
bad.
everyone goes, "Yeah, we've seen all those
We've been
filters."
doing that for years.
Em, it seems like when you guys are away, you run the vibe's different.
Yeah, it is so much. We
you
are
win every
playing
time.
win every time. It's been incredible when we go away. I think just not having to work, Shawnee, and it's just all about footy. But
Wow.
then we just, I guess, build that connection piece even further. Like you see what everyone's doing, at 7 p.m. at night, we're playing games, in the team room, we're watching the footy together, we're eating together. I just think that just changes the vibe completely.
What's the percentage of players in your team that are working versus that aren't working and just doing football?
There'd definitely be less now working for sure. Previously, it was a lot more, but now that the money has gone up, I'd say we've got quite a few players that are especially younger, just studying, able to just study.
Yeah, right.
Are
And
you
then-
excited to be one of those people that could just do football?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think if anyone could get a chance to just be a full-time athlete, they would. Well, we've got, what, a 10-year window to do this.
Yeah, so
So
you can always go back to your
even-
career.
During your time, could you even fathom? Because we saw that movie that time. That was it was a football movie, Australian football movie, and it was back in the day when the boys were playing AFL. Would go and do a brickie
It was
work.
about NRL, that one. But
Yeah.
Nice
Could you even grasp the concept of doing what you did plus working?
Oh, there was guys who did that.
Yeah.
I wasn't
So
one of
who
them.
in your team
I wasn't
was
one of
it?
them. So when I first started, I did an AFL traineeship. So I just went to the club a couple of times a week, which I was doing nothing. Let's be honest.
Yeah, perfect.
I got my diver's license once with the coach. And
Peter Wilson worked in
for the
breakfast.
Dockers?
Nathan Peter Wilson worked in breakfast radio and then went and played for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's insane.
imagine doing these hours and playing sport.
Natalie, there was a couple of guys who were doing apprenticeships and they were like baller making and plumbing and all this stuff, and then they'd come and have to train full time as much, and I wasn't doing anything, so it was really difficult.
So what are some of the professions we got in your team?
a wide range of things.
So
So
you got teachers?
we got
Some
teachers, which is good, because they knock off at about, they can try and knock off at 3:30ish. Then we don't train until 4 p.m. anyway.
Yeah, so you're running after school hours like a junior footy club.
Yeah.
Do we have any lawyers or anything?
We have, yes, we do. Jess Lowe just graduated as a lawyer, so she's working in a law firm, and like her Wednesdays she works till 8 o'clock at night.
Over the years, haven't you?
We have had, police officers. I don't think we have any right now. We have a heap of like healthcare professionals, so we've got OTs, physios. It really varies. We've got, again, a lot of our younger girls are studying or they're kind of working reception.
Isn't it crazy?
Sort of thing.
That movie back in the past was showing how they used to work. You're in that movie now for the women.
But
like,
it's
you know
wild
what I mean?
because I was there doing physio full time, having to leave my pracs early, in my final year to get to footy. And now I see these girls able to just choose 2 units a semester.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is just incredible.
But you hate them a bit.
But I've hated it.
Now, it's a big game, obviously, to get through before we hit finals. So obviously, we'll get stuck into the finals when that happens. But it's exciting to finish off the year on a high, having a home game as well.
Yes, absolutely. Get down to Freo Oval this Sunday.
It's game day with the ladies.
It's game day with the ladies. We're taking on the Bulldogs, which will be really good. So hopefully we can finish with an extra 4 points. And we still have an opportunity to be in the 4 as well, Shawnee. So hopefully we can make the 4, but then otherwise we should be guaranteed a home final, if not.
Any single men in the crowd, take the pre-game poster out of the West today. Draw a love heart around her face.
And bring it to the game.
And then bring it to the game. That'll be indication that you are interested. Also, you can contact us here at Nova because Dating the O'Driscolls is coming very soon.
Yeah, that's right.
Have you run it by Nathan?
I haven't, but he'll be all
done.
for it. Actually, to be honest, his skin folds aren't doing too well after the beers that he's consuming on the weekend. So
we could do with the workouts that we say.
That's exactly it, Nat.
They can do origami with the skin folds.
Good luck, Em.
Good luck.
Hope it's a win.
To the
Thanks so much,
ladies.
guys.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
Wicked is coming, everybody. It kicks off the 15th of December at Crown Theatre. You can book via wickedthemusical.com.au. But one of the stars, time to catch up with him now. Todd McKenny, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
we're
gosh.
super.
Yeah, he was Todd McKenny, now he's the Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard, I know.
Come on.
What a title.
Isn't it great getting the character that the play is named after?
Yeah, totally. It's all about me.
Yeah, it's all about
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Hey, Todd, I've never seen Wicked, right? And I'm really excited for the movie to come out. I think it's going to be amazing with Ariana
and
Grande.
for the show to come here.
Yeah.
Ariana, yeah.
Yeah, but I've never ever seen the show, so I've been writing a lot of questions for a competition we're doing this week for Wicked, and I'm learning a lot of stuff. So your role in Wicked's actually quite important, isn't it, to one of the main characters?
Oh, yes, it is. So the whole kind of first half of the show is about the Green Witch, Elphaba, getting to meet the wizard, so she will hopefully turn her ungreen.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't go on for the first hour of the show. Like, they talk about me a lot.
Are you
It's
joking?
money for Dan.
Oh, how good, Todd.
So,
Hey, Todd, how long
They
does
talk
this...
about me, so everybody thinks I'm this massive character in the show. But I don't go on, an hour and 10, and then I sort of saunter out of my dressing room and stumble on
So what do you
stage.
do? What do you do sitting in your dressing room? Are you a reader or you watch a show? What do you do?
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, Instagram Reels. Like, seriously, I need to do more. I need to do better in that department. I need to find something to do because some days
You like
I'm
Duolingo, learn a language or something.
So, Todd, do you sit back
maybe
and
I should. Yeah.
do you understand that, okay, in an hour and 15, I'll take note of the time and then I'll get into character and feel the moment? Is that how you do it? Because you wouldn't be thinking about it the whole...
We've done about 400 performances of the show.
Oh.
At the beginning, I was being very conscientious and going through my lines and getting into character. But as 400 shows in, I can kind of just switch it on before I go on. I know that's not really the right answer. I should say yes, I'm studying every nuance.
Yeah.
The costume helps too. Once I put the costume on, he's sort of there.
Now, I didn't know as much as so I didn't know it's as a prequel, right? So it's a prequel.
Yes.
I didn't know that Dorothy appears in Wicked. Is that right?
She does.
Yes.
Well, somebody's got to throw the bucket of water on the witch.
Yeah, so I didn't know that they overlapped. I didn't know any of that. So that to me is interesting because if you've got the reference, which we all do as Wizard of Oz, you're going to see characters that you recognise
that you know
in
of.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's even a nod to the Lion and the Tin Man.
Yeah.
But only very, very brief. But they're definitely all there.
I was reading about the Wizard of Oz as well, right? And apparently the initial thought for the writing of the story was that Dorothy and the Scarecrow were going to have a relationship, but they end up abandoning that plot line throughout the books. Isn't that interesting? There you go.
Oh, well, the Scarecrow does... I can't give... I shouldn't really give that away, but the Scarecrow does end up in a relationship.
Hello.
With a bag of hay?
Or with a crow. It's one of those things where they just shouldn't get together and they do.
Hey, Todd, Wicked's been around for such a long time.
Yeah.
Before you took over this role, I know doing theatre productions and stuff, you've been a part of that in TV for a while anyway. But did you have to reacquaint yourself with the whole thing?
Oh, not really. I was a big fan of the musical when it first came out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I knew it. And Bert Newton, who played the wizard, was a really dear friend of mine. So I saw the show a couple of times with him in the role. So and look, my daughter has just loved the soundtrack so much that it just gets played consistently in our house. And so I kind of felt like I knew it before I was offered the role. So I sort of came with a lot of knowledge about it.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
How many rentals have you lived in where
God.
it is housemates?
I always had 4 people in the house with me.
Yep.
I lived the most I had was 5.
Most I had was 12. Big brother.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, yeah.
You weren't paying rent though, so
I wasn't paying rent.
No, but it got pretty angry in there. Hostile.
And I've lived with so many
I mean,
different flavours of people as well.
Everybody would love a house if you're showing where you can vote people out at the end of the week.
Mate,
that would be
wouldn't
great.
This guy who's renting in Australia, he asked people if he was being unreasonable because his housemate has got their new girlfriend over and she's staying there a few times a week.
Yeah, fair call.
And he said that she needs to pay. So he sent a message that said that basically we would like you to pay, because your girlfriend's here all the time, 1 week rent. That's where he lost me.
Yeah, a week when
rent's
they're sharing
lot.
a room and she's not there all the time.
That's a lot. That's double your rent.
Was he thinking that she'd stayed, like, for example, they've been in the house for 3 months, she stayed, 5 or 6 times, so I'm going to make
Oh,
that
No,
as
it's a few
week's
times
rent.
a week.
No. What he's saying is that to cover historically all the
Okay,
time she's
maybe.
been there, or is this an ongoing arrangement? Is that what he's asking?
I think it just seemed like it was just,
Yeah.
it was just going to be a week's rent, is what he said. So this guy's going, is that unreasonable? And I'm sorry, if you've been a housemate and you've had someone and their partner just slowly moves in, it happened to me, and it happened in a day. It wasn't even slowly. I was living in South Perth during uni, went to uni, came home, and where my dining room was now a makeshift bedroom for my housemate's partner, because she said that he could live with us without paying any money, but
in
yet
a
she didn't
separate
want
room.
him in her bedroom because she wanted her own space. So instead, she decided upon herself to take all of our dining room.
I remember you saying
And
that,
we
mate.
had to, and we'd have to reach in, because the way it was positioned, we'd have to reach in past his privacy curtain to get to the fridge.
Yeah.
And back then, you didn't really have the tools to be able to argue about this sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was the first time you're living out of
Yeah.
home, and you're like, what do we do? So he lived there for like 3 months.
Yeah.
So
for free.
So
for free.
you know, when you're doing divvying up all the bills to pay and also doing the shopping.
No money. No money.
Did you share the shopping thing, or did you
No,
individually do
it was
yours?
just fight to
do your own.
survive back then, Sean. Like, you had $20 to last you for a week.
You just buy your 6-pack of noodles.
Give you 4 bourbons.
This is when I was working and I was sharing a house with a friend of mine. So we'd gone to uni together. She'd moved over from Melbourne. She'd gotten a job here, and she'd moved over. And she said, and so we found this house, great house together. And then she said, my ex-boyfriend is moving over. Can he just stay for a couple of days until he finds a place? And I'm like, okay. Sure, that
mistake,
seems
big
reasonable.
mistake.
Yeah, he never moved out.
Yeah.
Didn't pay. He was a good cook. He would cook. He would buy a bit of food, certainly not a third of the food. And he'd go, I'm being stitched up massively here.
Yeah, when they're paying a cent like that to live in the same property that you're paying money for, it's
he's
difficult.
using the same utilities. He's definitely chewing through the water. Just to think that I don't understand how. And he was working. Why in your head you go, this is okay?
So
how is that okay?
The thing about it, though, is a lot of real estate agents and other people jumped in on this and shared their opinion. And it's basically saying that, if someone doesn't provide money, if they provide services,
Yeah, that's right.
So say if someone's boyfriend's moved in and then he's fixing all the stuff around the house, or like he does all the yard work or something, and then that can sort of balance it out. But just someone just moving,
You have to make a contribution.
Sam,
in some
how many
form.
people are in your house?
There's 5 of us.
But
it's-
you live with couples, don't you?
Yeah, myself and then 2 couples.
Is this the first share house you've been in?
Oh, gosh, no.
Okay,
Nah.
so have you been in a scenario where someone's girlfriend's been staying over a lot?
No, luckily we all organised it all pre-thing.
Yes.
We had lots of times where they would come over, but they would broach the subject early and go, "Oh, can we chip in for the bills, or can
Yes.
we?"
That's
pay
it. You
got
gotta
to
be on the front
or
foot.
do something. Yeah, they're on the front foot.
Yeah.
So then we never minded them there, and we knew they were making an effort.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes 5 boys and the girlfriend came over. I felt bad
But
for her.
sometimes, but to be
Happened
honest,
over here and there. That happened in my joint. You don't really care.
But to be honest, though, even if they're paying sometimes, it's like, no, I don't want you here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
that's
we,
a good point.
we moved in.
what if
We
their
had an
partner's
arrangement
the worst?
and an understanding when we moved in that that's what you're moving in with.
What if their partner's the worst, or if your house
And a
is
lot
not
of them
small
are.
enough to have that many people in there?
Amina, hello. Have you been in this situation? What happened?
I have. It was about 25 and my friend was 19. I'd met her through work and she was had fallen out with her family and friends because of religious reasons. She wasn't following the religion.
Right.
So she'd basically been ostracised, had to move out of home, had nowhere to go. And so I said, okay, you can move in. So she and her cat moved into my house. And she wasn't having her job wasn't a high-paying job. So I said, don't worry about it. It'll only be a while. Don't worry about paying. Just stay here.
That's nice.
And then her boyfriend started staying over a little bit.
Amina. No.
And then he never left. And then neither of them were paying bills. And also because neither of them had lived out of home, neither could cook.
So you're like their mother, were you?
I became their mother.
Okay, so
shit.
here's the deal. Sometimes something is so rude and shocking, and you can't believe that what's happening in front of you that you don't know. You can't even respond to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how you were? It was like they're both because the fact that 2 people are living with you and you're paying for all of them, and they're a couple. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But was that so shocking you didn't broach it?
Yeah, it was. It just kind of happened, and it kept going and kept going, and then
How'd it finish?
before I knew it, it was 2 years later. And
2 years, Amina.
You did this, but you paid for them for 2 years.
Pretty much.
Were they out buying
And then-
new clothes and going out for dinner and stuff? Oh,
new car,
Oh,
New car. We're
Amina.
saving all that money on rent. Why not
so
get a new car?
angry for you.
I am enraged.
know.
Nothing worse,
And
and
then
I've done this
one
over the
day-
years. I have lent money to my friends, right? And sometimes it's
Yeah.
a big chunk. And then next minute I see them out and they've got a new iPhone and rah. It's like,
Or going to
read
Mauritius.
the room. Or going to Mauritius that
Or
time.
having a
my mate.
seafood.
Or having seafood.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Seafood dinner that you're not involved
You're a
in.
very good
One
friend
day
to have,
I was bringing
Amina.
them dinner.
Yep.
I just said, enough.
Did you? And that was it.
And that was that.
Coincidentally, another caller from Caramar. Caramar seems to be a hotbed of this sort of stuff. Dee, hello.
Hello. How are
Dee.
you?
Hey,
Hi,
Dee.
Dee.
Have you been in this scenario? What happened?
Yes, the girlfriend and I, we lived together for over 2 years and we got along really, really well. No issues. Then she got a boyfriend and he stayed over every night right from the word go.
Yeah.
He would eat all of our food. So I'd go to get food and wouldn't have food.
I'd be so enraged.
And then he would leave a mess everywhere. He never helped clean up or contribute.
Yep.
But that's not the worst part. The worst part is they used to have sex all the time.
No wonder you were so hungry.
Really rubbing it in. Well, you had to replenish your stocks to go
our
again.
bedrooms were quite close together,
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
I could hear them,
Oh.
and
No.
it was just a constant,
No.
a
Okay.
constant.
All right. So this is happening. It's horrendous. Did you speak to her, and what was her reaction?
No, I didn't.
Oh, this is the thing. This is my point. Sometimes something is so shockingly rude that there's no way on earth
Yeah.
that anyone should be able to do that if they've been raised properly. And when it happens in front of you, sometimes it's so shocking you can't do
Yeah.
anything.
I know, I
about it.
totally get it. I totally get it. Yeah, it's really funny with couples sometimes. They get a girlfriend or boyfriend, and next person, they're never apart.
Oh,
They're
Yeah, I
just
know.
like the
From
person
the
moves in.
get-go.
Mate.
It's amazing,
Like-
isn't it?
Yeah.
Where's your space?
Sean,
Yeah, that's right.
Sean,
He's into it.
should watch a lesbian relationship. It's amazing. They say
Just like
hello,
that.
and then boom, suddenly a dog
Yes.
falls out of the sky and they own it.
Nicole's in Dutch. Morning, Nick.
So I was living with my brother, who's younger than me, and he got this new girlfriend, and she seemed to come over all the time. And I was like, why is she here? And I was so mean to her because I was sick of her being there.
Yes.
And in the end, I found out years later that my brother was charging her rent and then only paying half the rent, and I had no idea.
And he was
so
pocketing it.
mean to her.
He was pocketing
He
the
was
rest.
essentially almost living for free.
That is someone that's just a friend. You could probably go them legally for
I
that,
know.
but it's your bloody brother. So what did you say when you found out?
I was just like, are you for real? I was so mean to her. I was like, why are you here? Like,
paying
And she was a paying customer,
and
as
she
it
was,
turned out.
she was paying, contributing, but he never told me.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Well, we're very excited. We haven't met this lovely
I
young
love
lady
her.
before, Annalie Maley, who's a champion at the Perth Lynx, who get this season underway
Co-captain.
against the, Southside Flyers. Boo hiss. Last year was a disaster against
Yeah.
them in the
Chuck
final,
them in
but
the
this
bin.
year we're going to smash them game one tomorrow.
We're not talking
Annalie,
about last
good to
year.
see you.
Yeah, we're not talking about last year. Let's
Nothing
keep
happened.
That, keep
Move
that
on.
one in the bin. Yeah. No, thanks for having me, guys.
You just come from shoot around and you reckon you got the sweats up and
Yeah.
you look amazing.
Oh, thanks. I was saying before, I only work out to look good, nothing
Yeah.
else. So, you know.
I hear you, sister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got the most amazing tattoos, some beautiful, beautiful work on her arms. And we were talking about the concept of a white tattoo because I told you that
Yeah.
when I was in Margaret River one time, I saw this bloke and he got a white tattoo. And he has really, really dark olive skin. So what had happened? Over time, it fades and looks like a watermark.
Oh, okay.
You were thinking about getting a white tattoo
Yes.
once. Well, tell everyone what happens.
Apparently,
Here you go, everyone.
when you are of the more fair-skinned variety,
Us Caucasians.
yeah, it fades to like a yellow pus colour.
Fades to a pus colour.
Good to know.
Yeah,
colour.
so I was fairly shoved in the direction of please do not get that on your
Yeah.
body. So yeah, that's
Wise decision, I would think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Hey, Annalie, a lot of people have come back from the team from last season, which is good news. A couple of newies back into the team. How's it all shaping up for you guys?
Oh, look, the returners, the core group, it'll be it's so hard, right, when you start a new season with a whole new group. But the fact that we've gotten so many back, it's good. It's good. Our preseason's always long.
Yeah.
Lots of running, lots of training, all of
God.
that stuff. But we're excited to get underway.
So
It'll
you
be
went to
good.
the Olympics, though, in the 3x3
I
team.
did,
You,
yes.
and so did you have much of a break from there going and between the pre-season, or was it pretty much rolled one
A
into
break.
the other?
Haven't heard of it.
break?
Couldn't spell it.
You know, they have this thing, this mythical thing called an off season, which female athletes don't usually
Yeah.
get.
It's weird.
No off season. I had a solid, I think,
a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Actually,
nice.
after Paris, went to Mallorca.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, didn't touch basketball, had a mimosa in my hand the whole time.
Great
so,
work.
you know, that was my break.
Well, Greg
Yeah.
Miller's one of my best mates, so I know all about 3x3,
Yeah.
and he just loves it, and he's really trying to get it happening here in Australia. It's such a fantastic sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I always said, after watching it at the Olympics, that is the one you want to get your kids into.
Yes.
Because
It's
literally,
so
how long does a match
fast-paced.
go for?
It's a 10-minute
A
game.
10-minute game.
Running clock.
You can have the car going and sitting there
Yep.
doing your bloody words with friends while your kids playing sport
Yeah.
and then getting back in.
It's real like kind of street ball vibes too.
love
So
it.
Yeah.
my favourite thing about the 3x3 game is they just plop down a court in front of all these random like places. Like there was one tournament in front of the pyramids in Cairo.
No.
Obviously like where we played like right in front of the Eiffel Tower. There was one in Athens. And they're always in the most random outdoor places because they're just a rubber court
It's
outside.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And like the street ball vibe of it, you got music going. There's always a bar.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
really?
Always.
Yeah,
This is so
always.
Yeah, so you're not having Powerade on the side.
No,
You're just having
no,
a-
beer,
take
for
a sip.
sure.
But people think
Little
10
tequila.
minutes is nothing. That 10
It's
minutes,
intense.
that looks so full on.
Oh,
What is that compared to a normal game, the effort you put in?
Oh, it's harder than a normal game of basketball for sure. It's more physical, so they call less fouls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's way quicker. So 12-second shot clock,
Yeah.
less fouls. We usually sub on every possession just because you're absolutely stuffed.
Yeah.
And yeah, because the turnover's so fast, like by the end of the game, you're just dead.
But there's only one sub, isn't there? There's only
Yeah.
4 of you and 3
if,
on court.
If one gets
so you're-
injured, you have to play with
then
3.
You're screwed.
Yeah. So and how about this? So if 2 get injured, you have to play with 2. There's no
2v3.
Yeah.
There's
so
So
you,
what if everyone else says if one gets injured?
you just have to play.
Just gotta
so,
roll with
so
it.
the way they pick the teams is like we pick teams based on who can play through injury, who can play through like all the hard
can
stuff.
play on one leg.
Yeah, who can literally play on one leg.
I love this.
Yeah.
It's very technical in the sense that you've got to have the right players taking the right shots at the right time. You're a shooter, so there's no problem there.
Yeah,
you can take those
yeah.
guys on yourself. You wear number 24.
Yes.
Who's your favourite player that you got that number off, or was that a family thing?
Oh, my dad actually played in number 24, so he played in the NBL for a long time. He tells me he was like the best basketball player ever, but you know what dads are like. Yeah, you know what dads are like. He played for like the Giants and the 36ers,
no
and
way.
I think like when the Saints were a team or something. I
What's
don't
your
even
dad's
remember.
name?
Paul Maley.
Paul Maley. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll love that I just gave him a plug on the radio. I
on you,
absolutely
Paul.
love
Hey,
that.
being a shooter, can you like get a screwed up bit of paper and get it in the bin from anywhere and around a room?
No,
Like, is that, okay.
no. I actually am maybe one of the most uncoordinated
Really?
people. Yeah, people
Except
think you
with
do.
the basketball in your
Well,
hand.
I don't know. I spend a lot of time on the floor, so I fall over quite a lot. I'm more of a hustle player than I am a shooter, to be honest, guys.
It is amazing though
You won the
because
scoring
basketball.
last year.
Huh?
You won the scoring last year, didn't you?
No, that was Amy.
Oh,
Amy
sorry.
Atwell. That's
Amy
the other
Atwell.
captain, the co-captain. She does all the shooting. I do all the hard work. She gets all the glory.
Yeah.
It's amazing that basketball's built on tall people because tall people, every single one of us has gone through that unco phase and sometimes it doesn't stop.
I just never grew out of it.
Yeah.
Like, what's the thing? Like, everyone says, like, when you stop growing, you're going to start be able to control your limbs. But here I am with my limbs and I still can't control them. Like, what's going
Emily,
on?
I was interested to see how tall you were when you came in because you see on TV
Yeah.
when you guys are playing, you're not sure, and you are really tall.
I am.
What other sports did you play?
I played volleyball.
Yeah.
Also did a bit of athletics.
Yep.
But I also was a bit of a nerd, so spent a lot of time reading and painting. So I was an
my
awkward
God.
kid in the library.
I did volleyball. I did athletics.
Yeah.
I did painting.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But I'm not a professional athlete.
that'd be
Yeah,
the
but you're
difference.
tall and awkward like me, so it's fine.
Very
Yeah.
awkward. Hey, I want to know about your beautiful fiance.
Mm-hmm.
So, when is the wedding taking place?
Oh my God, it is so hard to plan a wedding when both of you are professional athletes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
she
God.
plays overseas?
Yeah, so she's in Hungary this year. Last year she was in Spain. But yeah, so God, I don't know. We
Who
tried to
knows?
elope actually in a country where it was illegal. So then I was like, oh, we can't actually get married there.
Goodbye, Dubai.
Yeah, we thought about it. We tried in Japan. We were like, oh, let's just do it today.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, actually, jail time. So maybe not that. Yeah.
So Vegas, maybe you sneak off to Vegas, do it there.
Yeah. Well, honestly, like we'll end up eloping. Honestly, like Marina,
Yeah.
sorry, we're gonna elope.
Oh, well, too bad. But you know what? Eloping at the moment, at least gives
What's
some money
cheaper?
to maybe buy a house. later,
Exactly.
you know?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
people are spending like so much money on their weddings.
I know.
Who can be bothered? Also, you
that's
won't
true.
catch me dead in a dress. That's not going to happen.
Oh, wait, have you guys discussed it? So, would she be in a dress or both pants? What,
She actually, it's crazy because she's the more masculine one
Yes.
of the two of us, but she wants to wear a dress, and I'm just like, I don't like wearing dresses because what
Yeah.
if I get into a fight or I need to run?
That's What you're expecting at your wedding, or just
at any point in time. Like, you never know. Like, what if the whoever marries the people, what they call the celebrant, is like, is anyone object? Like,
And
what if I
somebody
need to like roll up my sleeves and be like, all right, let's fight for
I love
it.
Every morning, Sean, without fail, 365 days of the year, she gets on, puts a Kevlar vest on.
Underneath this jersey, I have a bulletproof vest on. Just
You're
in
a
case, you
woman
never
of
know.
many talents, we know. You also do commentary, because I've
Yes.
seen you commentating Wildcats games.
Yeah, so I do the commentary for the Wildcats. This year I'm calling the games, like
because
special comments or whatever.
you used to be the sideline girl, the one going in on the huddles at timeouts, which is that's an awkward position.
Very
to be in, isn't
awkward.
it?
You know, sometimes they say no to you walk past and I'll go to one of the guys like, oh, can I catch you for half time? And they'll just be like, nah. And it's like, well, sweet, man. Thanks. Didn't want to talk to you anyway. But no, I'm still doing a bit of both. So tonight I'll do on the sideline because they've got the commentary team back in Melbourne. And then I think I've got a couple more this year where I'm on sideline. Otherwise, they just give me a microphone and let me yap. And there I go.
Well, you seem pretty good about it. So what about your podcast? Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I have a podcast with the NBL called Under the Surface.
Yep.
I just talk to professional athletes about their lives outside of sport, mental health, things that like people don't usually know about them, and like athlete journeys. Like I got to speak to some incredible athletes that were refugees, even Monique Conti, being AFLW and WNBL and managing two sports. And then more recently, I actually had my brother on.
Really?
He plays for North Melbourne, and he randomly got drafted last year when he was working as like a tradie. So like that whole story was a bit crazy.
So was he the mid-season draft?
No, he was the rookie draft. I don't really know how it works, if I'm being honest. He's a rookie draft or something.
Doesn't know about football, me too.
No. He was rookie draft, but like he didn't think he was going to get drafted, and he was literally at work a scaffolding. He's like a solid 6'7". He's a big dude, but he had no idea, and he called me. He's like, "Oh, I reckon I just got drafted." I was like, "Yeah, you did, mate." Anyway,
So any other siblings?
Older brother.
Sporty or not?
He was, but I hurt his back. But now he's Jesus. He looks like Jesus.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
He'd be good-looking rooster.
Yeah, very good-looking rooster.
Look at the family.
Yeah.
Has he got a few tats as well? Because I could see him a Jesus look with a couple of tats.
He's got a Jesus face with the most random Bali tattoo sticker ever.
Can I say, everyone knows someone that has a case of Jesus face.
Jesus face.
If you have a case of Jesus face, it's pretty exciting.
Long hair, long beard, surfs a lot, those types of vibes. Jesus face, yeah.
I'm obsessed with you.
Oh,
You're great.
I'm glad.
That's fantastic.
And Lee, it's great to have you in here. We wish you all the best for tomorrow. Can't wait to get off to a great start. Take those girls down.
Yeah.
I want to go.
We know what you wanted to
It'll
say.
be good. It'll be good. It'll be
we'll
a
have to
great
catch
game.
up again.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.